Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Laura, and I'd like to welcome you to Stitching by the Shore, my channel all about cross stitch. Every once in a while, I talk about something else crafty, or I may talk about it in relation to cross stitch, but most of the time it's just straight cross stitch. If you are new, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for pressing play and giving my channel a try. I really appreciate it. I hope you'll hit like and subscribe and leave comments. I love chatting with you, but welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I am so grateful that you take the time out to watch and actually to share the cross stitch journey with me and our love of cross stitch together. I know there's so many great floss tubes out there that it truly means a lot that we can share our cross stitch together this way. So thank you. Thank you so much. I am shooting in a different location than I normally do. If you watched the video this week, you'll see it's familiar. It's my craft room where I do my stamping and my paper crafting. There's no room for any of my cross stitch up here. It's really, really sad. I need to organize it, but I'm almost afraid to start, or I don't know where to start. But normally I film down in the kitchen area, and I usually kick everybody out and say for the period of time I'm filming, just stay away. But there's gonna be a lot of coming and going today, and the front door is basically through that kitchen area. So unfortunately, we'd be stopping and starting a lot, or people would be tiptoeing by me. So I figured, okay, I had tried it in here. I had a clean-ish space that I could put my stuff. So I'm giving this a try. The one thing I can't figure out, because I feel like the distance is about the same, is for some reason I noticed in Wednesday's video that the microphone picked up, the phone microphone picked up all the extra noise much more than it does when I normally film. So I'm going to do my very best to minimize the crinkling. Most of you know my project bags are my Target Ziploc bags, so they do crinkle, except for the few gifts that I've received in project bags, which I'm so grateful for. But for the most part, there is some crinkling, so I will do my best to minimize, especially if you're watching with headphones, because I know it can get a little loud with that. So I will try. You will see here we have the Cuttlebug. For those of you who know, I also have the Big Shot, and then over there we have all my markers, and then just cardstock and all other stuff. So that's the mini tour, because I'm afraid to show you the rest. That's as neat as it can get. Otherwise, everything is all over the place. But let's talk some cross stitchy stuff, shall we? So first off, you know, I always like to talk about a friend who watches that may also have a Flosstube channel. And I am super excited that she's back. She's back. So this week I want to talk about Robin, Bird's Eye Stitches. She had taken a little break from her Flosstube for a few months, and this past week she put a video out, and I was so thrilled to watch and catch up with her and her stitching. And she said she's going to be coming back on a regular basis. So Robin, I can't wait for your next video. But if you have not watched her, I will link her down below. She's a lot of fun. If you like to stitch birds, she has got a kind of an ongoing bird stitching sale that she's coordinating. For in her house, she wants to do a bird wall, which I think is really cool. And she is also one of the people that started, it's a Facebook group about stitching from your magazines. And Robin's video has links on it, because I'm not 100% sure what it's called. But if you have a lot of magazines and you want to start using them more, they have a Facebook group where they do monthly themes and challenges and all that good stuff. So check that out too if you want to. I don't have a lot of magazines yet. If I collect some more, I might be joining the group so that I can make sure I stitch from them. But Robin has got beautiful stitching, and she's just a lot of fun to listen to. So if you have not watched her, I would suggest you give her a try. And I'm so excited she's back. Okay, so this past week, I did a video about how I finish with mat board and tape, because the other ways of finishing, I was failing. Not failing, I could do it, but I wasn't enjoying it. And I might not. I can't say that I love the finishing part, but when I went back to my paper crafting roots, I found for me this was easier and the process was not as painful, and just as close to enjoying a finishing portion of it as possible. And I thought I would share that. And I want to thank everybody for the positive feedback. And for those of you who watched it, I'm so grateful. I wasn't sure if anybody would watch it. Maybe like 10 people. So thank you so much to each and every one of you who've watched it. I know some of you have your own way of finishing and it's not something you might be interested in. And I get that. You know, that's great. If you found what works for you, I don't want you to try to change. If you find it's a painless way to do it, then go for it. But if you've been struggling and you want to see what the mat board tape way of doing it is, I think I broke it down pretty well to try to give all of my steps so you'd have an idea of how I do it. But and if you have any suggestions, constructive criticism, or things you liked or didn't like, and I know about the noise bit, feel free, if you don't want to leave it in comments, you can send me a Gmail to my Gmail account or send me a DM on Instagram. I love constructive feedback because if I can get better, hopefully that's more helpful to other people as well. So feel free. Okay. But I have to show you. So what I did in the video, if you didn't watch, was I took 3 different pieces I had stitched and I did little parts of them in stages in order to show the finishing stages. Now, I left filming on Wednesday and I hadn't been back in the studio since, or the craft room since. We kind of joke and call it a studio, craft room, whatever you want to call it. So those other 2 pieces are mid-finish. I have to get back here and do some more finishing. But because I had one that I had finished, I want to show you, especially if you hadn't watched the video. And I'll finish those other 2 and show them when the time comes. So I've been stitching the Cottages of the Month from Country Cottage Needleworks. And this is the February one. So what I did was I thought this was pretty, this pink fabric. And it was almost like flowers in my mind. So I thought that went nicely with the whole theme. It's a little bit, actually the pink matches, there's a shade that kind of picks up with the February part, and then there's lighter parts that pick up with the house part. But when I look for fabric to put behind things, I always try to pick up a lighter or darker shade, not necessarily completely matching, of the dominant colors I see, or the dominant color I want to bring out. So in this case, it was the pink. So that's the finish. And like I showed in the video, just felt on the back. And yet you can't see it anymore. I had some glue that I had smudged on the back, but it dried completely clear, so you can't even see it anymore. I don't even know where it was necessarily. So there it is. That is the February cottage. December and October are fully finished, so I will have to finish those up and then I can show you. Maybe next week. We'll see. We'll see how this weekend pans out, but I'll give it a try. So that's the full finish. I have no stitching finishes. I should be getting there, but for some reason I'm not there yet. I might have a whole bunch all at once at some point. We'll see. So let's talk about the projects that I've been working on and that are completely in progress that I put stitches into this week. So the first one I'm going to show you is from the 2020 Cross Stitch Halloween. It's just Cross Stitch, right? Yep, just Cross Stitch Halloween edition. I guess I'm still new to all this. I gotta make sure I don't show the pattern. They do special Halloween and Christmas issues every year, right? And then that's different from their, I almost showed it. That's different from their regular subscription. So this is the one that I'm doing, and it's called Cat-O-Lantern from Misty Pursel. So cute. So this time I use this. Remember how I kind of failed as car stitching on the way down to Delaware? The first part of the drive, I did not drive, Mo drove. So I said, you know what, I'm going to try it again and I'm going to pull it out for some more car stitching. And we had our situation with Shamrock worked out a little bit better, so I was able to get some done. So there it is. I mostly started to focus, so his head wasn't completely done, so I finished that. I finished this, and then I really started to dig into the pumpkin part, the lantern part of the whole thing. And I don't know if I did any more border. Hopefully, I haven't figured or counted. Hopefully this is all going to match up. And then in each of these, I don't know if you can tell in these two, there's yellow and orange fill-ins, but that should go quick once I get to that part. Sometimes if I have with these two, I had like little strands left after stitching apart, and so I just put it in. So I might keep doing that with that. But he's super cute. I'm really enjoying him. And this actually, I was thinking about it. There's a new Flosstuber. Well, he's what, maybe like a month and a half new. Chris, it's cross stitch, but the first C is an X. Chris Cross Stitch. He's a lot of fun to watch if you've not watched him before. And he is doing a summer kind of Halloween sal, spooky summer sal. So I guess this would follow for the hashtag spooky summer sal. So if you're stitching anything Halloween, join on in, I guess. I'm just inviting you all to something that I didn't even start. But that's the first one. Okay, this is the part I'm going to try not to crinkle so I don't make noise. I'll just pile it next to my markers. Okay, next one. This one is by the Bay Needleart, the Nubble. It's an actual photograph there. So I'm trying not to get too much of a glare. And you know, I talked about my love of Nubble Lighthouse and Maine last week, and this is what we have. Oh, and I'm in a new place. I totally forgot. This is 18 count vanilla latte from Bestitchme. 71 videos, you'd think I'd remember that part. This is just a plain 18 count white aida, but it is the Caydo, and I don't know if I'm saying that right, Caydo brand. I find it's a little less stiff. And that's where we are. So I just continued. I worked a lot more on the cloud part and over here. And I love stitching this because it makes me think about, I can't even tell you how many times, however many times we've been to Maine, at least 10 for summer vacations, I think. All the times every single time we've gone at least one day to spend some time at Nubble, if not more than one day of the vacation. So that one always makes me smile when I stitch. I guess could I artfully put them over there? I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever done anything artfully in my life. My mother loved saying I was like a bull in a china shop, because if I can bump it, knock it, or bang into it, I generally do. All right, the next one is, I had skipped it last week. It didn't get any stitching time to show in last week's video. But this week, I'm talking about Crab Friends from Crocette Gogo. I love these guys. They're just so cute. And I got my goal was to try to get the second crab done, which I did. Well, so he's the first crab, but he's the second thing in a row, if that makes any sense. So this is done on an 18 count, picture this, plus sand. And let me just, you know what? I'm going to fold it over to get closer. So this was done, but I really didn't have much of him done. So I finished him up and I started the eyeballs of the big guy in the bottom. And there's a lot of like little counting here and there with the second color. That accent color will now become the main color of this guy. And the accent color of this guy is the main color of this. So it'll be super cute, I think, when it's done. So we're plugging along. This last guy here is big. He's good size. So I don't know if I could get that finished this week. If not, I probably will continue this one for the next couple weeks to try to get a finish. I like him. I like him a lot. I'm just whizzing through. The last few videos have been really long. And last week, did you notice? Well, you must have. I couldn't upload until Saturday morning. Friday, I tried and tried and tried to upload, and hours, and even it would get close and then it would go back to 0 for uploading again. I don't know if there was too many, I don't know how it works with Wi-Fi. Like, can it be slowed down? If it was really, really busy in Delaware last weekend. It's the summer. And I guess it, like cell service was a little bit spotty, or just because there were so many people using. I don't know if that affects Wi-Fi. I'm not really sure. I'll figure that out because eventually I'll be down there all the time. So I want to make sure I can upload. But the long and the short was I woke up on Saturday morning. You know, I wake up 6-ish, whatever. I had seen it hadn't happened, so I canceled that upload and just started again. And within a couple hours, then I was able to get everything up and running. So that's why, yes, last week, even though I filmed on Friday, it didn't go up until Saturday. I'm hoping this week we're all set. We're golden. Now, you know, I have a decent number. I don't know how many projects I have currently started, but I felt kind of like grabbing one that I hadn't worked on in a while. So I went through my pile, and I'm loving the brighter colors right now. It's just calling to me. So, you know, bright colors. One of the people that you'd think of immediately would be Satsuma Street. So I pulled out Pretty Little Amsterdam from Satsuma. And let me show you. I got a decent amount done. There's a lot of color changes in this one and little bits of color, and then you move on. So it's taken a while, but I'm pretty proud of the progress this week. That's what it looks like. I don't know. I'm not going to get a good screenshot because how this setup is, I can show the projects closer and better, but my face is not in it. So I don't know what YouTube's going to do. I guess if worse comes to worse, I can take a picture, right? But what did I work on? I worked on a little bit of everything. I mostly focused over here, started that, really filled in all of this. And then when I had extra of certain colors, you know, there's lines over here that kind of signify water. So I did some of that and worked along that. This is on 18 count Nantucket Sky by Fabrics by Stephanie. What I am not stitching, you'll see in the pattern, she's got clouds here and here. Well, I purposely stitched on this piece of fabric to kind of give you the illusion that you were outside. So these are already clouds in my mind. So I will stitch the sun, but I am not stitching any of the clouds. I feel like the whole mood is there. So to stitch the clouds would just be kind of redundant. Defeats the purpose of why I use this fabric. So that's what I have. And will I continue this week? I have no idea. I really did have a good time stitching on this week, and I enjoyed all the bright colors. Even the color changes. I felt like, because sometimes you stitch on these and you put the time in, and then there's this teeny tiny section, and that's all you've done, and you're kind of like, oh, I need to put this away if I'm, you know. But I feel like I had measurable progress, and so that kind of lifted my spirits a little bit with this one. So I might keep it. It depends. It depends if I want to keep rotating in and out some projects that I haven't stitched on in a while so that they continue to get some stitchy love too. We'll see. All right, I'm trying not to make too much noise. I have one more work in progress that I'm working on, and then I had one new start. Just a little one because I'm gearing up now. You know, I'd had enough starts kind of for June, although there was many more I wanted. And I'm thinking about what I want to start in July. But the last one, so this month, if you hadn't guessed it, was very heavily a beach ocean sort of theme, where I think all of my starts had some sort of beach or ocean sort of theme to them. This one I started this month, Silver Creek Samplers, and it's Taking It Easy is her name for this one. And I continued along. So I talked about last week, I had made a mistake in the upper border. So I took the time to take that out and restitch it. I'm so glad I did because now it's done. So I think I got a good amount on this one too. So I took out stitches here and I restitched what I had to. And then I did this entire second row and I started, you can barely see it, but that's going to be the start of her straw hat. So I started that as well. This is done on an 18 count Serene by Picture This Plus. And I haven't cut it down. I don't know why. Part of me thinks maybe the larger piece, because you know Picture This Plus can cause some problems for me because I stitch in hand. The larger piece, I don't know if I'm able to hold it a little bit better so I can keep the tension a little tighter, but that's my only guess, because otherwise, this is the width. So I mean, I could cut it, and I don't think, I bet you my guess is it wouldn't go any farther than what this is anyway. Does it say? No, it doesn't say in the front, and I don't want to flip over the pattern and crinkle, but it's not going to go any longer than that, I'm almost sure. So I will have actually a good amount of fabric left, because I really do like this color. It's really, really pretty. It's almost like a very, very slight mint, but not in like a crazy mint, just a very subtle mint kind of sort of color. I think it's really, really pretty. So that's the last of the pieces that I've worked on, and I really am enjoying this one, so I'm pretty sure I'll continue with this. I am changing out her dress to the shades of purple. Thank you, Elaine, for sharing your colors. I know one of you asked what those colors were, and I did answer your comment. I hope you got it. I hope you saw it. If not, when I get to it, I got to pull them and see if I have them or something similar. But once I get to it, I'll tell you about any changes I've made as well. So far, I've followed her colors, except for the fact that I'm using the DMC alternatives, not the variegated flosses, because she has both listed in this pattern. So that's it for all the pieces that I have already started that you have seen at some point or other in progress. And then I have one start, one little teeny tiny start. This is this week's giveaway, and I had a copy for myself. So I said, you know what? I'm going to give this one a go. So, oh, I got to be careful because it's a one-piecer and the pattern's right on the back. So let me put it down to see. It's Tales from the Sea, Fragments in Time, 2021. Does that mean she has other ones from different years? I don't know. This is #1 in the series. I don't know how many will be in the series. I know there's an octopus, and I know there's a ship. I don't know if there's any more. Summer House Stitch Works. And that's what it looks like. Now, this is pretty darn close to being full coverage. Not 100%. If you look in the water area, that's not, you know, there's open areas, but for the most part, it will be close to fully covered. And as a result, I didn't have what they used. They used Summer Fabric by Stephanie Fabric. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go with that color scheme. I know, surprising. I actually went with not the actual called for, but along the same color family. So I just kept it in that whole kind of light creamish family. And I figured this way I'll just let the other color shine. Oh, and who was it? You just answered me this morning, and I completely... I'm forgetting now. My brain. But somebody is stitching it on Stormy, is it called Stormy Blue Aida? I know which one you were talking about. I think it's going to look fantastic on that. And I can't wait. Send me pictures when it's done. But Stormy Blue, Stormy Night, I don't know, Stormy something Aida. I think it's going to look really cool. But I just went, I didn't veer on my fabric for a change. And here we go. Yesterday was a bit busier day than I anticipated. Oh, you can still see. So the fabric flare, this is a fabric flare, by the way. So it's a printed, but you can see through it a bit more, there we go, than the other fabrics that I generally use. So there you go. I was so it's got a border all the way around. And I was really, really worried about the whole counting thing of the border. So I had gotten that done, and then I started working on this, worked my way through the first row of water. So that's how wide it is. I think on an 18 count, let me see. Oh, it doesn't say, but I think it's like maybe a 3x3, if I remember correctly. It's not a huge one, but I was just worried about my counting abilities yesterday. So I kind of just was all over a little bit. And I'm missing 2 of the colors of DMC. So I'm going to have to make a DMC run. Oh, darn. I have to go get some DMC. I do want to kit up a few things for July or start on the full coverage piece. So I'm going to have to make a DMC run anyway. So that's what I have so far. I can do most of it. I don't have the lighter blue, and I don't have kind of the sienna-ish color here. I have it in another project, but I just don't know which project. So I'm going to probably just pick up some more of that. So yeah, that's where we are. 18 count cream from Dove Stitch, which is the printed fabric flare, sort of. It's a really soft, I don't know if you've used it before, but it's very soft for Aida. I do find it enjoyable to stitch on. And it's not a loose weave like a Picture This Plus would be. So stitching in hand, it doesn't give me any problems. So that's it. That's my new start. And this one is once I have everything, I know all that yellow is going to take a while. But for the most part, it's a quicker stitch. I mean, I feel like for the little bit of time I stitched this yesterday, I got a decent amount done. So we'll see. We'll see if I keep this one in rotation. You know me. It's anybody's guess from week to week what you're going to see. Plans. So, whoa, we have a little bit of thread there. I don't think they're much different than what I had talked about last week. You know that originally I was going to be gung-ho, Christmas in July, the whole bit. I will do some. The Prairie Schooler Santa from this year, I definitely want to do. And I showed last week, I bought that Christmas Tales full coverage stitch. I have to look at the DMC list and see what that corner will take, because it's 2 pages, I think, of floss. So there's a lot of floss. Why can't I pick one that has like big chunks of color? But so I definitely have to do some DMC shopping so that I can get those going. And actually next week when I see you, it will be July, won't it? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it'll already be July. So there will be a little bit of Christmas stitching, but I realized as June worked its way that I don't want to just do Christmas stitching. I really, really like what I'm stitching on, and I enjoy the spring and the flowers. I got to notice that the fabric that I think I want to use for the Jan Hicks flower pattern is on its way. So I'm super excited at some point to start that this summer. So I'm not pigeonholing myself to Christmas. I'm going to do a few because I'd like to, but I think I want to do some other stuff too. I think I really want to continue what I've got, and I have something in shopping that I really like, but I didn't start yesterday because I said I wanted to show you guys first, what it was before I started putting stitches into it. So a little bit of this and a little bit of that come July, I think is what's going to happen. I think that's my motto for this year. Stitching a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I am plan adjacent, theme adjacent, but not worrying about it is how I think the second half, because once we hit July, right, we've hit the first full half of the year. I think that's how the second half of the year is going to pan out. And I'm good with that. I feel good. Well, what did I shop for? So I have some stuff to show you, more than I do in some weeks. I'm super excited about this. I don't buy a lot of kit stuff, but I saw this and I just fell in love with the little pattern, and I was kind of I didn't buy it right away, but then it actually is a limited edition. She's already sold out of them at this point. So I went back and I thought about it. I said, you know what? I'll kick myself if I don't get it. So I grabbed it. I don't know how many of you follow Ardith Designs, Amanda May. I follow her on Instagram, and she's got a YouTube channel as well. And she had showed this, and I loved it so much that I kept thinking about it, and I ended up buying the kit. So it is Chesapeake Bay Treasures #1. So I'm interested if this is going to be a whole series. Maryland Blue Crab. Look at that. I love that. Now, what came with the kit? Obviously, the pattern itself. And then she had dyed some fabric to go with it. And so we got a piece of that. Look how pretty that is. And it's 18 count. How many times do kits have 18 count? So I was super, super thrilled. I mean, I probably would have maybe done it if she had done it. Well, I don't know if it had been some of the higher counts if I would have jumped on it. But I didn't iron or anything. But yeah, this is 18 count. And I love the colors. So it's going to look so pretty on that. And then I don't know if she dyed the thread, or I don't know exactly where the thread, does it say? Hand dyed aida. Hand dyed blue variegated silk embroidery. Oh, it's silk. I didn't even know that. Do I have to do anything special with it? Let me know. Look at how pretty this is. So look at how this will look up against it. Oh, this is a whole new world for me. Yikes. So that's that. And then you can, so she gave a needle. There's a needle here. You can finish it. Or you can use, obviously that. I don't know what size that is. Oh, somewhere in here I've lost the little piece. There's a little, oh, here it is. Whew. So she finished it into a pillow. And this is the backing fabric she gave with that. And then she gave a teeny tiny piece that you can stitch the year and your initials if you want. So you can see an insert of the back. Now, I don't make pillows. I may have to find somebody. I don't know if there's anybody in. I don't know. I guess I could send it out. I know there's a lot of finishers, a decent number of finishers. There's a few that I follow on Instagram. I'll have to see if they're accepting new people or if there's somebody local, either here or in Delaware, that would be able to make it into a pillow, because I might do that. And then this is the cute little, see up there, there's a little pin with the little pearl. So that's at the top of the pillow. So that is the whole part of that kit. And I did look, and it is sold out. So but I did want to, one way or another, have an answer for you. But I was really excited and tempted to try that. I'm just going to leave it right here this week. But I wanted to show you all the different pieces and parts before I did. So we'll see. I got to figure out how to do the stitching with the silk. If there's anything I need to know, please let me know in the comments. All right, other than that, what did I get? I got some fabric. I know, you're shocked. Me, get fabric? Who would have thought? The first one I'm going to show you is the June fabric of the month from Bestitchme. I actually got this one pretty quick. My post office, I think, I don't know, they jumped on it quicker than, because when I first looked at it, I didn't think I'd get it until the beginning of next week. But it came in the mail yesterday, and I'm super excited. I don't know if this is part of her new line of fabrics, but turn away if you don't want to see. I am not in the neutrals. I am in the standards. So if you're in the neutrals, it doesn't really matter. But if you're in the standard color or it switches from month to month, turn away, okay? I'm going to show it right now. Look at this. It's called Neptune. Look how pretty that color is. I am going to love her new line that she's coming out with if this is indicative of it. So pretty. And you know me, I am going to find something easily to stitch on this. All right, you can look back. I've put it down. I'll put it actually up. Woo! If you looked back, sorry about that little. Other than that, I just lost my train of thought. I can't wait to see the neutrals. I know there's a few of you I watch your Flosstubes that you get the neutrals, so I'm curious to see what she comes up with this month. I do have color and cotton fabric of the month coming, but that one, the post office obviously is taking longer on that because I think they shipped around the same time. But that's okay. I have other color and cotton to show you. So from what I can understand, because obviously I'm fairly new, right? A few years to this whole back to cross stitch hand dyeing fabric game. From what I understand, color and cotton had always been a custom dye to order, traditional hand-dyed type of place. Well, it looks like and they're almost there, I guess. I think July might be when they decided that they didn't want to do that anymore, and they just wanted to have pieces already made, colors already dyed on their website. And so if it's in stock, you can order. If it's not, you gotta wait, type of thing. I don't know. They might take custom too, but it would take a lot longer on just a set number of colors. But and I'm explaining that horribly. If you don't follow them on Facebook, they have a Facebook group. And I know they talk about when they add some stuff. Usually I miss it because I don't see it in time, but I happened to catch a couple pieces. They had some extras in their shop that before they sold them all out. I don't know if either one of these would be part of their regular color line or not. And they're only the 13 by 17 because that's the only size they had available. But that's all right. I like color and cotton, and I like their different colors, so I figured I'd snag them while I can. They didn't have a lot of, they had one 18 count and one's a 20 count that I'll be showing you. Let's do the 18 count first. This one is called Aged Paper. So nice. I have a lot of colors, so I snag some neutrals when I can. And so that is that one. And then the other one is 20 count, because you know I'm slowly, I haven't actually started on a 20 count yet, but I'm slowly adding a few pieces here and there. And this one was available, and I said, I'll just try it. At some point, I figure if I don't like 20 count, then I just have giveaways to do. Right? If I don't like something, I can share it with all of you. This one is called Driftwood, and that's 20 count. So the holes, they're smaller. I'm looking at them, but I think it's doable. We'll see. We'll see. So that's all I have for shopping. I have the 2 pieces from Color and Cotton, my fabric of the month from Bestitchme, but most excitedly for me was the kit from Ardith Designs. And I know I have Color and Cotton coming this week, so we'll see if that comes in for next week. That's it. All right, let's talk giveaways. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do the switching of the names down here so it really doesn't make a crinkling noise. This week, I was giving away one of these. I'm calling it Whale Tail. When I write my notes of what I stitch on a given day, it's Whale Tail I'm saying. So that was what I am giving away, and I'm going to shake it around down here because I don't want the crinkle since it does pick it up. I'm going to do like a shake, shake, shake. You know, my super scientific putting it in a bowl type of thing. And then I'm going to grab a name after I've mixed it around a little bit more so everybody gets a fair share. And the winner is Coffee Craft Fabrics. Congratulations. So if you could send me your address either as Gmail on the Gmail address down below or DM me on Instagram, also listed down below, I will send that out to you. So I'm going to put your name right by the pattern and I would be happy to send that. Okay, this week's giveaway. This, a while back, I had gotten a box from Deb, very, very generous, of some things that she thought I might be able to use for giveaways, along with some stuff for finishing, which she was just so wonderful with. And so I've been periodically trying to share them with you. And this week we're going back in time. I love it. I love it. We're going back to Leisure Arts, and the pattern itself is a little bit bent just because over time, but the inside is fine. It's not affected at all. So this one is called Ma Ella's Crazy Quilt from Leisure Arts. And we are going back to, let me see the date because I looked it up before, 1988, my freshman year in college. Wow. Wow. That's going back. Anyway, this was out. It was $2.50 back in 1988. But that is the pattern that I'm giving away this week. So cute. Little girls on a picnic with their little teddy bear. So, you know, with giveaways, what do? I ask you to answer a question and to say a word. The question anybody can answer. If you don't say the word, your name doesn't get put in for the giveaway. So there's no worries, you won't. And if I accidentally ever did that, just send me a note, and I would just pick somebody else. But The word you're going to need to say is picnic, since they are on a cute little picnic. So everybody that says picnic, I go through, I look for that word, I look for it and I search it, and make sure I grab everybody's names. Now the question, this drives my husband nuts sometimes. I have a long and rambling sort of brain that takes me in different places, but I was thinking this week, so I was grocery shopping, and I found rhubarb is still in season, surprisingly. It looked really good, so I grabbed some rhubarb, and I was thinking, oh, I'm going to stew it. And then I was thinking, oh, strawberry rhubarb pie is probably one of my favorite pies. But I'm not doing that. I'm going to stew it and then kind of make some sort of parfaits, I think, from it. But anyway, that made me think about pies. First off, do you like pies? Because if you don't, the answer would be, I do not like pies. I'm not a pie person. But if you are, what's your favorite? Strawberry rhubarb is right up there with me. The other one, and I lost the recipe a long time ago. I had the best, and you'd think, how basic is it? It would be easy enough to replicate. I had a blueberry pie recipe. I love blueberries. And I've never been able to find a replication of it. And I'm so, so sad. And it wasn't something from online. It was like in a magazine, like a lifestyle quarterly kind of, I don't even remember how or why I got it, but I've never been able to replicate it. Those are my two favorites, I think. I'm a fruit pie sort of girl for the most part. But what's your favorite pie? Or you're not a pie person? Either one. That's for everybody to answer. And then if you want me to put you into the giveaway, also add the word picnic, and I will choose a winner for this fantastic, very adorable pattern next week. And that's it. That's all the stitching I have. So if you want to get on with your day, ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to shake you. If you want to get on with your day, then I hope you have a fantastic weekend and get lots of stitching done, or just happy time, whatever it is this next week, and I will see you next week. Life, probably not a lot really to talk about life-wise. We came back on Sunday. We love our children and we love everything, but we were like having such a relaxing good time down in Delaware. So both of us were on Saturday dragging our feet saying, I don't want to go back. But we'll be down there more often pretty soon. So that's what to look forward to. In fact, I think we're going down over 4th of July weekend. So I might be filming from Delaware next weekend. If for some reason I have to leave on Friday, either I will film Thursday night or I'll wait and I'll film. Yeah, I probably would do that and maybe try to upload. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to worry about it yet. I think our plans are that I wouldn't be driving on Friday morning. But the kids haven't seen the new place yet, so we are going down if you count Shamrock, the 5 of us, and gonna show them the new place and show them, so that they get a chance to see what all the fuss is about. And a short trip, maybe like 4 or 5 days. Ideally, we would try not to drive on either Friday or Monday, because I know the traffic is going to be crazy, and in and out of Delaware, it's the Route 1. As far as I can tell, I don't know any other. Once I get down towards the beaches area, we can go kind of a back way, because if you've got the ocean here, we're away from that. So there's a semi-back way to get to our place so that we miss the main route, the Route 1 traffic. But I think there's farther up, I think we would hit it. So going either in or out, depending whether it would be Friday or Monday. So I don't know what we're doing. We're figuring that out yet. But that's the biggest plan for the week. Other than that, if any of my UK watchers are still here, can you do a little information for me? Because I was thinking about this weekend is soccer, the Euro Soccer Championships. It made me think. So this morning, my husband woke up and he was looking on the different sports news because he likes to do that. Now, he's an Aston Villa fan. There's a long, varied reasons for that, but he's an Aston Villa fan. And apparently he saw something about Man City making a run at trying to get Jack Grealish. So and he doesn't know what's the reputable sources or not online. So if any of my UK friends could give me any of the info on that, of whether or not Aston Villa can keep Jack or if they're going to lose him, That would be great. Because he's looking at all these different places trying to figure out what's what. But yeah, this weekend there'll be a little bit of maybe some soccer watching as well. The car had to go in. We had a little incident with the garage and the van side window, so we got to see if we can fix that, and just, you know, kind of stuff like that that's going on as well. So quiet for the most part this weekend, but you know, that's okay. If we're going away next weekend, then this weekend would be a good quiet time. Maybe I should, I'm looking around at this, maybe I should organize some of this mess. I have a friend that actually she has a business organizing, and she loves to organize, always did. But I don't even want her to see the debacle of this craft room right now. She would, oh, I mean, she would tackle it fantastic. But, you know, it's kind of like before you have somebody clean your house, you want to clean your house. I'd want to try to organize before I bring her in, so that would kind of defeat the purpose. Maybe I'll do like a 10-minute a day thing. I don't know. I'm looking at it thinking this is not all. I'm taking some stuff down to Delaware when we eventually move, but not all of this. I'm a little overwhelmed. Wow. Anyway, that's about it. I hopefully can get some stitching in. Looking forward to just enjoying some stitchy time, and the weather's been nice. I've been sitting outside, but then my allergies have been kicking in. I woke up last night with a headache and sneezing and all that kind of stuff, so I can only spend so much time outside before I get miserable. So we'll see. I don't know what it's supposed to be like. It's a little rainy here this morning. I don't know if it's supposed to clear up. We'll see. But if it rains, I guess then I just have to stay in and stitch. Who knows? That's it. I've rambled enough. Thank you all so much if you are still here for watching and supporting and stitching together with me. I really do feel like we're stitching together, even though we can't physically stitch together. At least that's what I feel like when I'm also watching other Flosstubers, and when you all make comments, I think about you all when I stitch, because then it's kind of like I have stitchy friends that are stitching right with me. So that's it. So as always, I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. Staying cool if you are in some of the crazy, crazy hot areas. Staying warm if you're in the area of the world where it's starting to get cold. All that good stuff. And until next time, happy stitching.